Hello everybody, it's an original artist here, and today I'm going to show you how to make your own seed in 2 hours, 1 life. So you should have gotten a username, which is the email up in the top here, from the Discord bot. And you will put a symbol, which is, for most keyboards, it's under the backspace and above the enter. So it's shift, that button, the one in between backspace and enter on your keyboard, and then you will type whatever combination of letters or numbers that you want, and it is cap sensitive, so we're going to do that. That is our seed right now, and all you have to do is press login and you will be born as an Eve. Now, as I said before, if you're new, I'm going to show you a few basic things to do in the game as a new player that are relatively simple and will help you get started. Okay, so we're in Eve here, and looks like there's a green biome over here. Not really a big green biome. So what we want to do is careful of this purple biome because there's a lot of boars in it, and careful of this gray biome because there's a lot of wolves in it. But we need a rock. There's a rock. And we need a big rock, which is that. Make a sharp stone, which you should have learned in tutorial. And we're going to make a basket. You want your sharp stone and you want a basket first, almost always. And what we're going to do is we're going to start kind of looking for food. In this biome there's grapes you can eat. So we put the grape, we're going to eat the grape. And there's a carrot, so we're going to get the carrot. And we're going to look for a green biome, and we're going to start making... Here we go. We'll make things that we need. There's not a whole lot of milkweed, to be honest. So it doesn't look like there's a whole lot of milkweed in this biome. What we're going to do is we're going to make our yum chain bigger, which is very important, especially if you are traveling. We're going to grab all the milkweed, can make a rope. So we have a rope here, which you should know how to do from tutorial. I'm going to make our first thing of clothing, which is reeds, and then you add the rope, and we got a reed skirt. Now, why I make the reed skirt is because your food drain is based upon your temperature. If you're very hot or very cold, your food will drain faster. So you want your food as near to this middle line as possible, because that will slow down your food drain. And we're going to grab our food. Going to look for more green. Gonna stay out of the way of the boar. Oop. Making another rope. There's plenty of milkweed in this biome, which I like a lot. So I'm thinking right here, we're going to use this spring to set up our home. Now, in a green biome, you want to look for a natural spring or even slightly in a purple biome, because you need both purple and green to start off a home. So what we're going to do is we're going to set up a home marker so we can't get lost. So you'll want your sharp stone, and you'll want a sapling, just a sapling. There are currently apple saplings and polar saplings. Those are not what you're looking for, so read what you are. So we have a skewer, and you're going to want this round stone, and you have a home marker. What your home marker does is when you walk away, it gives you an arrow to go back to it. So we're going to make our first sets of tools. Stone tools. You first are going to need this curved branch, which you get from a Lombardy polar, sharp rock, and then your rope. And now we need a maple tree, which is here. Branch 1, 2, and then you have a fire bow drill. Now we need another rope. Okay, we need another maple branch, so which is here. This will work. Okay, 1, 2. I'm gonna add that to it, and before I use a sharp rock, I'm going to try and get food. Here we go. You want to make sure you prioritize eating before anything. Okay, so we have this tied short shaft, which we add our rock to, and we have a stone hatchet. And next we're going to need another sharp rock, so we're going to run off and find that. Okay, we have that now, and we're actually going to get another rope as we're doing this, because in the beginning you need a lot of rope and thread, but we're not going to do that. So got a rope, and now what we need is a maple branch again. So this time we're going to do it 3 times. So 1, 2, 3, and we have stakes, which we add a rope to, and we have a snare. Gonna head home, and we're going to put our stuff down, and okay. Now in this situation, if you're brand new, I do suggest maybe gathering a little bit of food and bringing it to your home. So right now I am just kind of gathering some food. Let's see, if we can find bananas, that'd be cool. Alright, so it doesn't appear like we have a jungle near enough by. So we're just going to grab a couple carrots. And bring them home. Going to leave the sharp rock because I made that on the go. Oh, Jesus Christ. I ran into that fucking wolf. This is why mods are very useful. I'd probably be fucking dead without it. So we're just kind of going. Alright. We have a couple things of food here. So we're going to take a snare. We're going to take our sharp rock and we're going to go and start snaring rabbits, which is another reason why I chose this as the home, because there are also rabbits nearby. So we're going to use the snare on a rabbit hole. And while that is doing that, we're going to gather food. You're going to want to start taking seeds off the carrot heads just for later use. This is a decent spot. It's right where all the necessary beginning things are. Necessary to intermediate, I would say. Okay, we got 2 rabbits, so we're just gonna bring them home. So our food bar is about halfway, so again, go and eat. Go find food, go find something to keep yourself from dying. So we're gonna eat a berry, carrot. Now, this is something I should mention. You want to try and eat variety more than anything, because you have a bar in your lower left, sure, whatever. Say you pick a food, it's a berry, it says yum. Yum will give you a bonus if you eat it, and the more yum that you eat constantly, I guess, the better. So we'll eat this, and we have 1x and then this plus 1. We eat, we already ate this, so it says meh. If it's meh down here, it's kind of not going to give you any bonus or anything. This is a burdock, yum, 2x plus 2. That's how it works. The bigger that number there, the better. So right now we're just gathering enough rabbits to cook and to make a backpack, which is decent storage. I left my rock over there, damn it. Actually, we're making a backpack and also a pouch for water. Or my rock, though. Where's my rock, though? Okay, so we have more than enough rabbits. So you're going to want to take your sharp rock. You're going to want to find this. And this will help you skin rabbits. So, flint chip. And you want 4 rabbit furs. And then you'll also want to cut one with a flint. Take a small piece, put it on there. Then you'll not want another one to cut it. We'll do maybe 3, why not? I don't know how many I'll have. Okay, we're gonna go find more thread. Okay, so we have 4 thread, which is enough for what we need. And we're going to cut down our home marker with a sharp rock, which also removes it, by the way. And we are going to... We need a long shaft, so we are going to go find a maple. There we are. And we're going to probably need some kindling, actually, so we're going to also gather that. Try to avoid using maple branches as kindling, just as a rule of thumb, because it's easier later on if you just use curved and new branches for kindling. This will do. So we'll use our hatchet on those branches. Again, avoiding using straight branches. We're going to make a fire. So there's 2 trees that will give you tinder. So you can get pine needles from white pine tree, or you can get regular tinder from a juniper tree. So this is basically the same item, and you need a leaf, which we'll get from that tree, a maple, or you could also get it from a Lombardy polar tree. So leaf, it's a little hard to see, so I'm gonna, right there, that little tiny green thing, you need that too. So we're going to use the fire bow drill on the long straight shaft. Then we're going to use the leaf on it to get the ember. We're going to put it on the pine needle, and then we need the kindling here. So we're going to wait until flame that. Now we're going to use our skewer to pick up a rabbit, and we're going to wait, because if you try to cook the rabbit now, it will burn and you won't be able to eat it. So we have our skewered rabbit. We can cook them now. And I'm just right-clicking on the tile to take the rabbit off. So right-click to get it off. Alright, and now we have all these skewered rabbits. We're going to eat 1. Then right-click on the bone to get a small rabbit bone, and then we're going to use a flint chip on it to get a needle. And remember to remake your home marker when you are done, so you can't get lost. We're going to use it on thread, so we have a needle and thread, and we're going to do that on the 4 pieces of rabbit fur with 1 cut piece. And we have a backpack, which will 1, 2, 3 carry 4 small items, so like food or tools like a sharp rock. Then we're going to use it on 4 pieces of cut rabbit fur, so just 2 of those. And we have empty water pouch. We're going to do it again. And once more. Okay, now we have stuff to carry water. Let's see. I'm going to try and eat yummy things compared to not yummy things. Okay. But for now, we're going to actually gather regular saplings, not apple saplings. So if you're looking for saplings, kind of read what each one are, because these are polar, which are not useful at all to you right now. They're going to be trees later on for you to cut. This is a regular sapling. This is what we need. This is another one. Okay, polar sapling. That's what we're looking for. Careful where you put these down, because putting them together will make knitting needles, and you don't want that. Okay, we're going to start setting up a simple farm. You can use your backpack to carry soil if it's empty, and you can use a basket as well. So we're going to probably plant carrots, corn, and maybe onions. Planting berries is also good, but they do need to be tended, and they usually take a while to grow. So I'm just going to pick the crops that grow the fastest and the easiest. Okay, so we're going to use these skewers as hoes, because you can use these to till dirt. They will break pretty quick, but they are decent enough. Okay, we're also now going to go and pick out some of those seeds that we had earlier. There's one. Carrot seed, another one. We can grab this one here too. And we're going to grab corn seeds, which is right here. This is whatever this is, I don't care. It gives 2 seeds per. We're going to grab 3. And we're going to plant them. And we're going to plant these, which are basically corn. And we're going to go grab an onion. So we just plant this wild onion like that. Okay, and now we are going to start watering them. Okay, so while we are waiting for this, things you could do to make your life easier is hunt more rabbits. You could, if you want to start advancing more, you're going to want to gather around rocks for that, but that is something you can put off for a while. You could also gather clay, because eventually you're going to want to start learning to make pottery. So this is blooming now. It's an onion that blooms, so you're going to want to pick it, and you're going to want to replant it. So right now you technically don't need skewers anymore for the time being. Do that. Use a basket, and then you can literally just put dirt into it to make it a row again. And you can just replant it and water it. As long as you have the hardened row, you don't really need a hoe anymore. So we're going to pick just 2 of those so we can have 3 seeds again. And our corn is growing. Might as well pick it. Okay. So let's go gather more dirt. Okay, so we have corn here, and right now it's not edible. You need a flint chip or a sharp stone to shuck it to make it edible. And this will eventually dry out. Just so you know, if you let your carrots seed, if you leave them alone like that for long enough, they will seed, and if you don't pick the seeds, they will disappear. So now we have onions to eat. This is basically a seed now. If you put dirt here, you can just replant it, and it will do the blooming phase again, where you need to pick and plant again. Okay, so now we have this. So this shucked ear of corn will eventually dry, and you'll be able to get seeds off of it. Alright, so I believe this is most of the basic things, except you see how my character is just in the bottom middle. It says you. That means you are unnamed. If you are trying to have kids in this game as of this update right now, August 28th, 2020, right now, you have to be named to have children. So to name yourself, you say, I am, and then a name. So like, I am Uno, then you are Eve Uno. I am Moon, I am Eve, you'd be Eve Moon. If you respond as a female, your first name will always be Eve once you name yourself. And you'll always be Eve, and then your last name. And any children you have, as long as you name them, will take on your last name. So, if you have been following along well enough and you seem to understand everything, we can try and move on to some stuff that's a little bit more difficult, which will be making pottery, which can be used to cook food, to be able to cook more food and to transport water. So we're going to need your sharp stone and clay. Add them together to make adobe. So right now we have adobe made from clay and reeds. We have this round rock. We're going to use the round rock on one adobe. We're going to add one more adobe to it to make an oven, which you would use to cook pies, bread, blah 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 in it. And add one more adobe to it to make a kiln. Alright, and now we're going to make tongs, which is something you need for pottery. So we need rock. So sharp rock first on straight branch makes it long straight shaft, and then flint on it makes it into tongs. There you are. Now you're going to want to lay all your clay parts out. Okay, now you're probably not going to be that fast at it, but it's okay. So round stone once makes a bowl, twice makes a plate. One, two, three, okay. 2 mud clay bowls together makes a crock. Okay. Now you're going to want kindling inside, and you're going to want fire. So we're going to get our important things. Leaf, and either tinder from here or pine needles. So firebow drill, leaf, on that, add this, and then fire, and you're just gonna touch it and then grab tongs and click, and then right click, and then on here again. Pick up, right click to put down. Click, click, right click, adobe over it. Now the reason why I put adobe over it is to make charcoal, which is useful for later on. You don't need to if you're just starting off and you don't really want to do any smithing yet. So we have this and this and this. We're going to make omelets, so we're going to need a flat rock. Be careful in gray biomes because there's wolves, so got one flat rock. And we're going to try and grab some eggs on our way back to make omelets. Four will do. Put it up here on the coal. So you just grab the egg, put it on, use a plate. So what happens if you put an egg on it and you leave it alone? La-di-da, we're gonna go get more eggs. You leave it alone too long, it burns. And you need a skewer to get it back off again. Omelets. Now, if you want to start like learning pies or something, I suggest watching my pie making tutorial. But if you want to, you should remember how an oven was made just a minute ago. We're not gonna make it here because I hate that there. One adobe with rock at another oven. Alright. That should be good enough for now. Bye.